Hello, my name is Ben Brearley. I'm the founder of Thoughtful Leader, and I'm here today to bring you some short, sharp leadership advice. And this one is all about trust. Now, trust is a massive, important component in teams because a team that trusts each other will work well together. They'll have less conflict and they won't hide information. They'll share information freely and they'll generally have a more cohesive working arrangement. A team that trusts the leader is going to believe that the leader is not out for themselves and has the best interests of the team at heart, and that's really good for employee engagement and motivation. So now I want to introduce something to you called the trust equation. Now this is developed by a company called Trusted Advisor. I'll leave a link to them down in the description. But essentially this trust equation is a representation of trust and you can calculate a score. So the equation goes T equals C plus R plus I divided by S. So let's go through them one by one. T is the overall trustworthiness score. And that's your, if you score each of these out of 100, you will get a score. And the higher the score, the better. C is for credibility. Do you have a track record of delivering? Do people think you understand what you're talking about in your particular domain? If so, then you will have a high credibility score. R is for reliability. Do you do what you say you're going to do, or are you unreliable? Do you miss meetings, miss deadlines, and that sort of thing? Do you cancel meetings with your team? If so, then you'll have a low reliability score. If not, you'll have a high reliability score. Now, I is all about intimacy. Intimacy means really the feelings of safety and security that you have with your team. So if your people are comfortable sharing information with you and confiding in you, then you have a high intimacy score, which means you're sort of close. You get along with your team, you understand what makes them tick. That's a really important factor as well. So you add all those up, C plus R plus I. Then you divide it by the S, which is self-orientation. Now, self-orientation is all about whether you're in it for yourself or you're in it for the team. So if you have a high degree of self-orientation, you are more focused on your own goals, your own objectives, getting the best outcome for yourself rather than for other people around you. So basically you'll have credibility plus reliability plus intimacy. You'll divide that by your self-orientation. So if you have a high self-orientation, your overall trust is going to be low because you're dividing by a bigger number there, see? So really, this trust equation is quite a cool way to start thinking about it, because you can start to think about your level of trust with your team in these ways. Are you credible? Do you have experience and expertise in the area? Do you deliver results? Have you got a good track record? Those sort of things all build credibility. Do people believe what you say? Reliability. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you attend meetings when you say you're going to? Do you cancel meetings all the time? Do you miss deadlines? Those are an area to focus on if you've got a problem with trust. Intimacy. Do you understand what your team members are going through? Do you encourage them to come to you? Do you have an open door, or are you closed and you don't really, don't encourage them to share information with you? Intimacy is a great way to make your team feel safe and secure, and it can actually increase trust drastically. And of course, self-orientation. If you find yourself focusing on yourself and your own needs more than that of your team, you're going to have a higher self-orientation, which is bad for trust. So you want to avoid that as well. So I hope this trust equation was useful for you. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about this. How are you going to use this trust equation? I think it's quite a useful framework to actually think about trust and the trust that you're building with your team. So leave a comment below. Please subscribe if you haven't already so you get videos like this every week. Otherwise, I will see you next week.